back to another episode of the Underground Podcast,
Yes,
episode
sir.
18 now. Second one of our online session. We got an exciting guest today, former teammate of mine for a summer. Still counts though. Current up and comer in the NBA, Charlotte Hornet guard KJ. We'll get into it in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
First off, how you feeling now?
Good. Appreciate you for having me. And it was long overdue, you know.
Facts.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, it's feel good. You know what I'm saying? Everything's all clicking in my life. You know, I'm just excited, share a little bit of it on here.
Yes, sir. And when we first made the podcast, the Underground Podcast, the idea was sort of seeing beyond the jersey, but in a way, like trying to get those underdog stories, like the people who really came up out of nowhere. And one of the first people I think of when I have that idea, that vision, was you, just because, I mean, you were on those no rankings. I remember we were talking about it early in your high school career too, and
Yeah, bro.
it kind of made you mad in a way, but that chip on the shoulder has always been with you. And that's one thing I can respect too, just that motor and that sense of like, shoot, you always said it too, why not me? That's sort of like that under.
You got it tatted, yo.
Hey,
Okay.
Why not?
Nah, but that underground mentality, underdog mentality, all of it. So we'll get into it. But draft day, just a couple days ago now. What's your thoughts on that? What's it like too? Because I can't even really imagine. For us in college, it'd be like watching the transfer portal, trying to get the best picks. But what's it like, sort of?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, like, when it happened. It's kind of crazy that it happened already. Like, my draft was a year ago. I think literally, today's the 27th. Today, I got drafted last year, like a year ago, and that's crazy. Went by fast. It went by like that. But, I don't know, like when you're younger, you always dream of getting drafted. You kind of like picture it a certain way. And so leading up to it, I kept trying to like see how it was going to be, seeing how previous drafts were, but the emotions are honestly just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you happy, and then there's a little bit of, oh, which team's going to pick me. And so seeing like this draft, it kind of brought back all those emotions that I had. But nonetheless, I was happy, man. My draft was the first 2-day draft. Usually it used to all just be one day, but mine was, they finally broke it up, and it was day 1, day 2, first round, second round. So I was the first draft of the draft class, to get that experience. So it was a little bit different from this one. Watching it, like, but I mean, it was still amazing. Obviously, the people we drafted this year, I'm excited to, get to see them. I know they already touched down in Charlotte, already working out, and that's something you love, as a teammate, want to see. And summer league going to definitely be exciting. So I'm excited.
I'm already knowing. Putting Kneppel, McNeely, Scion, and Cogburner. Those are 4 stud college athletes.
Facts.
Big names. So
Facts.
But yeah, now that's gonna be fun. When you head out for the summer league?
The July 6th. July 6th. Yeah, the 6th.
Okay. You excited for it? You ready?
Most definitely. Because you gotta think about it, last year, what was unfortunate is I was injured going into the I messed up my hamstring at a workout, and so it ended up being worse than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And ended up being like really, really bad. I was out for like 2.5 months, not doing nothing on the court. But a 4-month span to the point of like finally being able to go up and down. It took 4 months. So I didn't get to play summer league. I didn't get to do nothing.
Just rehabbing and trying to rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, those hamstrings are no joke too.
Exactly.
You know about it.
I think Steph went down with one this year.
Bro, everybody went down this year though. That's the crazy part. Everybody went down this year.
Bro, hold on that. Like, what's your thoughts on all these Achilles injuries though?
Yeah.
'Cause that was
scary. It was scary. It was really scary. Honestly, I don't know. I know they're doing a bunch of like and like looking into it. I think something came out that the NBA is using AI to like
Bro,
look.
I see. I thought it was fake though.
Yeah,
I
I
thought it was
didn't know.
NBA Simpson.
Yeah, I don't know if I got sent-tailed or
Yeah,
what.
me too. No cap.
But
No cap.
I don't know. Honestly, they got to look into it because that's kind of crazy. The fact that that happened in only that playoffs.
Yeah.
It sucked, obviously, for those guys to go down. You know, you hate to see it, but I don't even know. I couldn't even guess why that happened. Wouldn't wish it.
Yeah.
Hey, with you being in the league now, like, do you think 82 games is too long, or do you think?
That's a good question. You know, it is very different. I was talking about it with Jason. Like, it's completely different from what I ever did in my life. Like,
Yeah.
I've never played that many games in my life. When you're younger, you would think like it's an amazing thing, but there's a lot of things that go into it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for one, the travel, like that was something I think every rookie could probably say they're trying to get used to.
Mm-hmm.
As from one, you it's the back to backs. If not the back to backs, you getting to the hotels at 4, or you getting back at your apartment at like 3 or 4 in the morning. You
Jeez.
got to get up early in the morning. You know, it's the same routine every day, and so obviously there's stretches in between where you could rest, and I think that's where you see like real pros. That's when they take care of their bodies. They know what.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been learning that, but I don't know, man. 82 games, it was fun, but I could definitely see why people are starting to say like, you know, those injuries are starting to happen because of it. You know,
Yeah.
but obviously I'm just a rookie. I don't got really a big say, but and especially me, you know, I was kind of too happy to, you know, get into the NBA. So I was like, hey, let's play more games. You know what I'm saying not making the playoffs. I was like, nah, forget 82. Let's play more. So. But no, I feel it definitely has like a lot of pros and a lot of cons to it. That's a good question.
What about? I mean, we're talking about length of a season, but I know there's a lot of talks on shortening up the quarter length. You think 12 to 10? You think that it's gonna make that much of a difference, or you should just keep the 12?
Keep the 12, dog. I'm
Yeah.
speed. I'm
Bro.
speed, man. Now you know what I'm saying. Speed. That's my power. That's my tool. So I like the fact that you know the court is kind of big and it does take a little bit to get used to. You get adjusted to, but I kind of like it. Just more space.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more things can happen.
Well, we'll just get right into it, bro. We'll start back from the early days, the Cal Heat days. Nah, we won't go that far, but
Jeez,
God,
I was
really
so
just high school, bro. We played for a summer together, and then I transferred and then came back. We ended up playing, bro. Don't get into it. We're not gonna get into it. But we ended up playing each other. I was just watching the highlights the other day. I sent you the link. Bro, I'm gonna put a clip right here, actually.
I'm not gonna lie. You hit that boy. You hit that boy.
Bro, I haven't watched those highlights in years, so I clicked on it. First 10 seconds, this dude does a behind the back in transition on me. Made me look stupid, but
Oh.
I almost eggs out the app right there. But nah, we had some good battles that year. It was a little more personal for me, but nah, it was really that game. We'll talk about that game the most. It was so back and forth. First quarter, bro, you came out, you were just chilling, nonchalant, like just another game. We went up like 10 in the first quarter. Turn. I think it was your dad. I think it was your dad on the sideline. He was like, KJ, wake up.
Yeah, it was.
I look at Pops like, Pops, come on. You had to do that? Bro, second quarter, he came out doing some crazy.
Acrobatic
and then it just kept going. Dog.
Yeah, nah.
That was crazy.
That was a good bump.
It was even so bad. Second quarter, bro, our coach, I'm going to put that little clip in there too. Coach is like, he's the only one scoring. Can we not stop him?
Do we understand that he's the only one shooting? Do we understand he's the only one scoring? So can we load up? I don't understand.
No, you can't. No.
Nah, we couldn't. We actually couldn't.
It was so fun. I remember that like it was yesterday. The first quarter, I don't know what I was doing, bro. It was an important game. It was a semifinal of the tourney, right? Of our little tourney.
That was Mission League, yeah.
Bro, I don't know. But first quarter, I was just doing the most. And then my dog Keith, he was holding it down. Colin was holding it. Caden, like all of them was holding it down. And then my dad, yeah, he turned me. He was like, "What you doing, bro?" Like, he just gave me that look. You know what I'm saying? He gave me that look. I was like, "Let me lock in." Yeah, man. I don't know. I just went crazy that game.
Bro, I'm telling you, the shots he was hitting though, some of them was crazy.
No, side
Like
step,
they were,
step back.
no, he hit
Between
one
the
on me
legs.
too. I don't know if I'm gonna put that in there.
Nah,
We don't
don't
need
put
it.
that one. Don't
But
put that one.
he hit like this sidestep deep three, bro. I literally remember after I was like, damn, that's tough. He was just talking. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
don't do that. Don't do that. No, I gotta defend myself, bro. One of his bigs at the time.
He played football, so it's one of those bigs.
Oh, okay, that makes. Bro, he like hit me or something, like grabbed my jersey or something, and he said something to me. So, as a competitor and person I am, the moment you say one thing to me, I'm on you for the whole rest of the game.
It's up.
Yeah, that's how I am. So that turned me up, and then Jason just, I don't even know. See, I didn't know you said something like positive to me. All I
I was like kind of in shock. Like it's mid competition, so I'm like, oh, whatever. But I was like,
trying stuff. I was
that's
trying.
tough.
I was trying stuff.
No,
It was one time, bro. I remember he got fouled. He did like a 360. I think they even had that in the video. He did like a 360 and just threw it up.
yeah, he made it.
I knew I was
Cashed.
like, I knew
When
I
I
was,
saw that, I think we were up like 5 in the fourth. I saw that. I'm like, yeah, it's over with.
yeah, like, dude, you by the highlights, you wouldn't think it was such a close game. It was really back and like we had like 19 lead changes at least.
At least. At
Good bump.
least.
Good
Nah, it was bad. That was good bump.
It was, bro.
Good bump. I remember Keith hit a deep one too. That's really what put it over.
Like, I was hooping, but Keith hit big shots, like Colin hit big shots. We had people just hit big shots. I think Jalen was on that team. That was my junior year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had Jalen, the
Dog.
quarterback.
He hit like 4 floaters, career high that game.
Hooping. He came in, he was hooping. I was like, yes.
Nah, that was a fun game. Even though you guys knocked us out, that was a fun game.
That was.
But talk a little about high school hoops. I know going into your senior year, I know there was some big schools, Sierra Canyon, sort of wanted to pull you out a little bit, but you stayed solid, stayed loyal to Chaminade. Pretty much speaks on the character of you too, though. And then you reap the benefits, bro. You got CIF title that year, and you did it with literally your brother Keith. So sort of, you want to talk about that journey? You could talk about your freshman year to senior year, or like what?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously I kind of knew I wanted to go to Chaminade just because me and Keith being as close as we were, like watching his sister grow up and play at Chaminade, like that's the memories we had. So high school, I could have went to other places, but Chaminade was like mainly the main one. Obviously, Coach Cantwell, he like when he got added to the coaching staff, that helped because I know we had Polaris when I first joined, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, I knew I wanted to go to Chaminade, and being the person I am, I've never been somebody who, I guess, like really, I wanted to make a name for myself. Because, my whole life, a bunch of people have the same kind of storyline, but it's really true. Like, my whole life, like, it was always, I would see all these other guards or players, like, in the same, like, in California, just even in our state, like, get all this love. And I'm like, bro, I'm over here doing the same thing, just at a different school. Like, and, it was kind of frustrating, kind of going through that. So that that created like the little why not me, like me and my dad, we had that, and that was our little motto, and it still sticks to this day because it's like people gonna have their opinions, people gonna say, oh, you should do this, you should do that, or he's not as good as this or this guy, but like why can't I be that person? Like why not you? So
Facts.
like going through Chaminade, that was the perfect, it felt like home, big on culture. So that kind of has helped me, make the choices and even college choice that I made later on. But Chaminade was just a place for me to, start up, build a name for like me and my best friend Keith, us to go there and create our own legacy. And yeah, fast forward, I mean, throughout high school, just got better each year, and as the years went by, noticing I was getting a little bit better, started to get more attention, more looks, and ironically, I was getting offers my junior year, but after we played you, after the 40 ball, that's when that next day, I kid you not, the next day I think I got three offers.
Bro, you're welcome.
Yeah. I think it was Arizona, USC, and another Pac-12 school. I believe they all I remember I was in class, history classes, and I'm like, yo, like this is USC calling me. You think I should? I'm talking to Keith. We in the same class. I'm like, you think I should go answer? He was like, yes, bro. Like what?
What?
And he went and told the teacher for me, and I went outside and he offered me right then and there, and I was.
Yeesh.
Yeah, but it was just crazy to see the buildup of it. Like you said, being underdog like all my life, like it can't have that chip on my shoulder. So as I went through high school, it was just the same mentality. Even when I was getting better, I didn't like let the little success I had, like change my demeanor or change my mentality. So I even carry that to this day. So yeah, I'm
Nah, facts.
grateful to Shaman for sure, because Shaman helped me create a platform for myself to be where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like you said when like you got the call from SC and whatnot after that 40-point dub on JG? Was that really like you noticed like not you made it, but like you was making a real name for yourself?
Yeah, for sure, because it was like up until that point, I had offers from other schools, but
Mhm.
they weren't piling in as much, and that was kind of frustrating at first because my peers and other players were getting all these offers, and I'm honestly doing the same stuff, if not a little bit. I'm like in the same area as them,
Mhm.
like what they can do is I can pretty much do the same, if not better in certain areas, but we're right there. So it was kind of frustrating, to kind of keep doing what I'm doing and see everybody else, get the offers, get all the attention. And then so after that, like starting to get those offers, it was like kind of validation, like you're the work that I've been putting in is not going unnoticed. Like my way of seeing it was like obviously the rankings and stuff were where they were, and
Mhm.
that was like one of the main things that pissed me off, honestly.
Bro, those rankings were
Crazy,
just
No disrespect to anybody on that
Yeah.
list.
for sure.
Well, it was always love with everybody. You know what I'm saying? As a competitor, you love everybody's.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get along with everybody, but it was just like, come on, bro. I know I'm better than this guy. I know I'm better than this guy. So it was just validation. Like the right people seeing my work is paying off. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It didn't matter what a local news person was saying or an article that was wrote about me. The right people were seeing my work and my value. So, like you said, that did feel like a little validation. Like, okay, like I'm doing the right things. Let me just keep on.
Okay. Okay. That and then what led you to we'll skip not skipping to a little college, we'll jump to college a little bit, but what led you to committing to Arizona? And then I know you decommitted and then you committed to Boulder before the prime effect. Like what walk us through like that whole process, what made you want to go to Arizona and then decommit and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it was tough. I think my top three was Arizona, SC, and Colorado.
Mhm.
And SC, well, I would love to stay home, but at the time they just had too many guards in my class like commit there, and
Mhm.
it just didn't make sense. It would just be like all of us play the same position. I think Malik Thomas committed there, Reese, Waters, he committed
Yeah.
there, and I don't know if that they got Boogie in the transfer
Mhm.
that year, I think, or
Yeah, they did. They did. Yep.
so it was like it just didn't make sense, right? So it was between Arizona and Colorado, and at that time, it's so difficult, bro, because it's like everyone's saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, it just was like, what are you more comfortable with? What do you see opportunity best at? And um, I chose Arizona just because I loved at the time what Sean Miller was saying. Was really close with the assistant coaches they had there at the time. Coach Danny Peters was there, and I just got good feedback. Obviously, I was really close with Ryan Silver. Obviously, you
Oh.
guys know Ryan Silver.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
he was like one of the main people that helped me kind of get the notoriety and the offers that started to pile in. And he was just a great person, great individual person. But he kind of was telling me about like how ironic, but Josh Green, who's my teammate now, like his type of role that he had there and the success he had, and you know, paying attention to it more, I was like, you know what, Arizona might be the best fit. And you know, conversation I had with my parents, obviously, Coach Canwell and everyone at Chaminade, it just made sense at the moment. Then you fast forward, the whole thing had happened at Arizona, and then they stepping down from Arizona, all the whole coaching staff. And the way I found out, I woke up and it was like a Bleacher Report. So it was like, I was like, what this mean? Like I remember I woke up like I was like, I got up, my dad was finna go to work. I go run down, I tell him like, yo, what this mean? Like, I don't know what this means. I didn't hear from nobody till like a week and a half later from Arizona.
Damn.
Something. And that's when we were trying to, because it was never like a shutdown thing. I think a lot of Arizona fans, they don't know that. Like, I didn't just shut down Arizona after Sean Miller left. You know, it wasn't that. Spoke to Tommy Lloyd and when he got the job, and you know, it was respect Tommy Lloyd, but at the time he didn't see how I could help the team. From, I guess it was a lack of film on his end that he didn't know much about me. And I mean, I can respect that, you know. It's hard. That's just hard trying to go underneath the coach who didn't recruit me, in a sense. So it's difficult. So there was a lot of things that went into it, but it was just mainly like, okay, maybe it makes sense to decommit. And I think a lot of Arizona fans just thought I just jumped sail and was like, all right, forget Arizona. I didn't do that. So, but I'll never forget. This is the main thing. I'll never forget. Before I committed to Arizona, I called every single college coach that offered me, every college. And I was like, thank you, appreciate it. You know, some were like, oh, no problem. Some were very salty. Some were upset. But when I talked to Coach Boyle, he was the only one that was like, if things don't work out, we're going to feel the same exact way. We're going to be right here. You know, good luck in your journey. Looking forward to seeing your success, all that. It was a great conversation. Fast forward, everything that happened in Arizona, I decommit. I don't think they're allowed to reach out to me at first because of rules. So they reached out to Coach Canwell at Chaminade, and sure enough, the first person that called was Coach Boyle at Colorado. And it's just, at that point, signs just started coming in.
Man.
Like, I already knew Jabari, who was at Colorado. We played together with BTI. Shout out BTI. I met Evan the year before because of COVID, and he came back home, and we just happened to be working out at the same facility. So I met Evan. So there was two guys from LA who I already knew. McKinley, this is what happened. McKinley, right? The guard that was there. It's so crazy. This was eerie. This one I was like, okay, I gotta go there. I guess when they were recruiting McKinley, he was gonna go play under Coach Sean Miller's brother. But his brother ended up getting another job. I think he was at Dayton at first.
Yeah.
Or Indiana, or what was one of those. And then he ended up leaving and taking another job. So then McKinley ended up coming to Colorado. I'm going to play for Sean Miller. Sean Miller ended up leaving. Same situation. McKinley was one of the best Colorado guards to go through that program, had so much success. So I heard that. I was like, oh, yeah. That's not it's like, I got to go there. But there was a lot of things that went into it. But after all of that, like, Colorado showed their true colors. Whole coaching staff, everybody. They showed that they actually wanted me, and you want to go where you're wanted and needed. And, you know, it just made sense. Yeah.
You could say that again, bro. That's why I tell every high school kid, even people in the portal, like, bro, go where you're wanted, because that's where you're going to be showed the most love, and you're going to be allowed to be yourself the most.
Exactly. Even when I have to, like, they'll reach out to me, give advice to college kids looking to see if they want to go to Colorado. Or I tell them, like, the real. I'll be like, obviously Colorado, everything's great. At the end of the day, you got to go where it makes sense for you. I'm not gonna sit here and
Mhm.
lie and try and lead you in the wrong direction. Like,
Mhm.
because I remember as a high school kid, like it's a beautiful feeling, such a blessing to get offers and to be able to choose where you want to go to school for free. But it can be very stressful because you don't want to make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
For sure.
And just making sure like wherever you get the best opportunity. I'm not saying where people are promising you things, because I was like, you don't gotta promise me nothing. I'll go in there and compete. I have faith
For
in who
sure.
but all I need is an opportunity. And
Hmm.
tell that to this day to people. Go where you're needed and wanted, not where, you're gonna get the most clout.
Nah, facts. Facts. And then you get to Colorado, and that's when the fun starts happening. You feel me?
Hey,
The prime effect, all that, they came because of you, right? That was the
no
nah, I'm playing.
cap. No
I'm playing.
cap.
I'm playing. But yeah, nah, just looking at some of your numbers from year 1 to year 3 when you got up out of there, crazy jump. Year 1, a lot of learning. I remember we were talking a little bit about it
Yeah.
in the off season after year 1, just a lot of learning.
Hmm.
But I remember seeing you in the gym every single day after year 1. Like every single day, I would pull up to Shamnot to work out. You're on the other side already working out or setting up the gun, getting in. And the one thing you said was just like, I can't wait. Like I've learned so much. I can't wait. Year
Year
2 comes
two.
around, crazy jump, almost 16 a game, playing more all around, assists, rebounds, all that. And then year 3, you left with a bang, almost 20 a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, put that full
Man.
stamp on it. So yeah, you just want to walk us through really what you learned in year 1 and
Yeah.
then up to year 3.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I feel like you can go into a season like thinking, it's going to go a certain way and preparing, but I feel like experience is everything. Experience is everything. So once I experienced year 1 at Colorado, like I knew for year 2 the player I had to be. I knew the areas I needed to get better in. And that's something you look forward to. That's what's the beauty of our off season. And like you said, bro, we was literally at Chaminade every single day. I saw you every single day, and I really did understand. Like I understood, okay, the bad things I did my first year at Colorado, like rookie year, you know what I'm saying, freshman, need to learn the ropes, understand the pace of everything, um, understand the importance of being in the weight room, eating right. Like you
Mm-hmm.
don't think about that stuff as a high school kid. So
No.
Facts.
going to college, like that was all a big learning experience, and so just getting all that experience that helped me for year 2, and then the same exact thing, like as the years go by, for year 2, learned what I needed to do, went through a little bit of um, obstacles more than my freshman year, and helped propel me and be better for my junior year. And it just, I mean, it's no like crazy coincidence. It's just like work. It's just going in, putting in the work, believing in yourself, having all the confidence in the world, and not focusing on what other people are saying about you, and just keeping that same underdog mentality like I've always had, and just go
Mm-hmm.
open.
What happens in
Let's
the
talk
dark come to light.
Facts.
It
facts. No,
will.
facts, facts, facts. But let's talk about everybody knows that one play. Everybody knows about this one play. You already know what I'm about to say. March Madness game winner.
Williams to inbound. Simpson with it for the lead. Oh! 1.7, 1.7. Long shot, good if it goes. Colorado wins. The Buffaloes have won.
Like we dream of kids. Like we dream of kids like playing basketball, going to March Madness, the biggest stage. Like, how was that feeling? Like,
Bro,
what
I
did you
used to
feel
shoot
like
those reps on my mini hoop every night.
in the
Talking
front
about
yard? Like,
3, 2.
yes. Like,
Crazy.
walk us through. Like, what were you feeling like in that moment? Before you made the shot, after you made the shot. Like, just walk us through how you was feeling.
You knew you were taking that shot too,
I
or
knew
what?
it.
Facts.
I knew it. No, like obviously, like I had great players on my team.
Mm-hmm.
I know we had different looks in that play, but like as a player who wants to be, the guy, wants to make a memorable thing happen like on that stage. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted that. And I could say pretty much say the same as my teammates. They probably, wanted to get the ball. Everybody wants to make the last shot, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wanted to get open so bad to get that shot. And realistically, I'm gonna go back on it, looking at it. And I was talking with Walt about it, Walter Clayton Jr., because he's with Clutch. So I got to see this offseason. I did push off a little bit. No cap. Push off a little bit. No cap. You know what I'm saying? My fault. You know what I'm saying? They didn't call it. It happens. But yeah, looking back, I remember people were so upset because it could have been an offensive foul. And I'm glad they didn't call it. But yeah, as soon as I got up, like I knew it was supposed to be a switch. It was supposed to be a switch. Like the way I shot it, but the suspense of having that Kawhi Leonard type bounce, like that was crazy. And what's crazy about it, I didn't even react in the moment when I made it because Walt was literally frying us. He literally came back by himself. He brought Florida back by himself, like he did the whole tournament this year. And he was making threes like left and right. So I was like, where is he, bro? Where is he? And he almost made that full court shot if it was a little bit to the left. But man, making that, it was great. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not somebody who gets really nervous. But, I mean, I was trying to get to March Madness all my years at Colorado because, obviously just for the success of the school and the team, how hard we all worked. I know the coaches really wanted to get there. But, selfishly for myself, I knew, like, it would be better, like a better viewing point from like getting to the NBA. Like I knew they needed to see how I did playing against all the other top schools in the nation. Like that's where March Madness, everybody's watching. So I knew it would improve and help me get drafted. And so I was like a little, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, going in. Especially because we had the first in, like we barely made it. We were like the first 4 in.
Facts.
So to play a game to make it to the first round. So that game, everybody hooped. I was having a pretty bad game. I hit a good late second shot in that game too, but it was just like I was low-key in my head too much. So I'm gonna tell you what helped me do good that Florida game was my parents. Obviously, one of them was trying to come down. It was hard, obviously. It was in Indiana. It's just out of nowhere. So my mom was able to get a flight. She kept looking all the way to like 5 a.m. She was able to get a flight. She flew. She got there. And my dad, I know he would love to be there, but he was at home cheering, supporting me. I talked to him before every single one of my games. So, but when I ran out and we warming up and seeing my mom in the stands, I was like, yeah, okay, all the nerves went away. And I just knew, like, her being there, my dad watching, my girlfriend Jasmine watching, like everybody back home watching. Like I was like, okay, like I knew it was gonna be like a good game. But I mean, to hit that shot was incredible, bro. Like the emotions, my phone was blowing up after. Everybody, they try to compare me to Chauncey Billups, calling me Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Big Shot 2.0. I was like, all right, chill. Like I hit my side, yo. But it was just so much love, and everybody still talks about it to this day. Like to this, I'll see a Hornets fan or something at Walmart. That shot against Florida was crazy. Like it still sticks with me to this day, and it was crazy seeing it in one shining moment at the end. That was crazy. Man, it was crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, can you talk a little bit about just like being in Boulder with the Prime Effect, like with it, because you was there before, and then you was there with it. So like, just give us a like.
And after that shot, you probably
facts. Like give us like run us through like that energy around y'all in Boulder.
It's crazy. That year,